Good morning, kids, and good morning, families. It's Monday, so you know what that means. It is time for our new City Catechism. So if you want to go ahead and grab your books, we're going to be on question 10. That's right, we've already made it into the double digits. I can't believe it, but we are in question 10 of our 52-week journey. And before we jump in this week, kids, I want to ask you a question. Who knows you better than anyone in the entire world? Who knows you the best? Now, hopefully you said your parents. And hopefully you understand and realize how much your parents truly know about you. And if you don't, I have some questions I want you to ask your parents, and you're going to begin to see how much they really know you. So kids, ask your parents what you like on your sandwiches. What do you like? What don't you like? What's your favorite sandwich? Ask them that question. Ask them how they know when you're happy, anxious, or sad. Ask them what kind of TV shows you like. What do you enjoy to watch? Maybe you ask them how much sleep you need to feel rested and ready to go for the day. And then finally, ask them how to make you feel better when you're sick. And as y'all have that conversation, hopefully you begin to realize how much your parents know about you and how able they are to care and love you through any season of life. And then my next question for you is do you think that God knows how to care for his children well? Now, hopefully you answered all of that yes. God has given us this order. He's entrusted parents with children to love them and care for them and show them the way and to raise them up into people that then become parents. We have this order and this line that exists, this relationship that God has created so that his children can be taken care of. That's what your parents aren't necessarily there for, but that is a big part of their life, is to love and care for you. And so as we do that, we're going to look at question 10. It says, what does God require in the fourth and fifth commandments? Fourth, that on the Sabbath day, we spend time in public and private worship of God. Rest from routine employment, serve the Lord and others, and so anticipate the eternal Sabbath. Fifth, that we love and honor our father and our mother, submitting to their godly discipline and direction. Break that down so it's a little easier for you. Fourth, that on the Sabbath day we spend time in worship of God. And fifth, that we love and honor our father and our mother. As we think about question 10, families, I encourage you to read through Exodus 21 through 17 and maybe have the discussion, what does Sabbath mean? You've probably heard that term before, and we talk about it as a day of rest. It's at the end of the week, and it's a time for us to sit in remembrance and worship of God. It's not an excuse to do nothing. It's not our way of being lazy. It's a time to rest and recharge because God tells us that we must rest. God instructs us to rest, but also in our rest, we have to spend time with him. That we talks about the word, uses the word remember, and we sit in remembrance and worship of our God. That we have this focused time alone with him, and that we honor our alone time of rest and worship of God. That's what he wants, is he wants time with us without any distractions. He wants you. He wants your full attention. So I want to ask and y'all have a conversation as a family. What does that look like as a family to take a Sabbath rest? What would that look like? See, God knows us better than anyone. Like we talked about how well your parents know you, God knows you better than anyone, and he knows that there has to be a balance between work and rest. And so we have to be able to sit and rest of him. So next we move on to this fifth commandment. It's maybe as a child, it's the toughest one, to honor your father and mother, because sometimes with all their rules or with all their things that they make you do, it can be hard to honor and love them because they can put us in a bad mood. But it's so important that we honor them and that we love them well. So I want to ask you, what does it look like to honor your parents? What does it look like to love them well? What do you think that means? What prevents you from honoring your parents well? What gets in the way of you loving your parents the way that you know you should? And then maybe you're younger now, but when you get older, your parents are still going to be around. What do you think that looks like to honor your parents when you're older? See, God gave us these commandments as a way to instruct us that we would have the life that he wants. It's the same way with the rules and the instructions that our parents give us. They know what's best for us. They know what's going to lead us to happiness and to joy. And so the rules aren't there to get in the way of our happiness. They're there to give us the happiness that we deserve and that we should have. As God knows what we need, most of the time our parents know what we need. And so if we're to honor God for all that he does for us, we need to honor our parents too for all that they do for you. The time and the sacrifice and the care that they put in to making sure you're okay, that you're taken care of, that all your needs are met. I want to give y'all something, and this will help you as you think about what it looks like to honor your parents. It's going to spell out the word love. First is L. Listen. Listen to your parents when they ask you to do something, to listen. O is to obey them. Not just listen, but then to do what they ask of you. Next would be V. Volunteer to help, serve, do chores even when you're not asked. You see that the dishwasher needs to be emptied, and you know mom and dad are busy, just do it. You don't have to be asked, and then you don't have to take credit for it. But to just help out where you see a need, fill the need, because a lot of times parents need help and they don't always have the opportunity to ask. And so it would be a great blessing to volunteer and serve them. And then last one is E, to eat your food and eat it with a cheerful attitude. And that really is to just that time around the table, that when y'all can eat together, that would be a time of joy, not a time of complaining or arguing, but you would be happy to spend time with them around the dinner table. And so that's as a family for you, that's my encouragement and my homework for you this week. To find a time this week as a family to sit around the table and eat dinner together. That might seem easy for some of you, and some of you that might seem hard because your schedule's crazy. But I think you're going to find what a blessing it is that when we can just sit around the table as a family and talk and laugh and have fun together, that is honoring your parents, and it is honoring to that relationship that you have with them. Because as God wants what's best for you, so do your parents. Hopefully this is another great week for you and leads to some more great discussion together as a family. If you guys need anything or any other resources, please do not hesitate to let me know. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful week. We love you guys. Bye.